So I guess, don't get me wrong, I, like many other people, are extremely excited for the Star Wars Battlefront 2 Classic Collection. But there are a number of problems with the game, namely balancing and glitching issues, which I'm really worried are just going to port forward to this re-release. I have had Star Wars Battlefront 2 installed on my PC basically since the Steam re-release. I have played it for hundreds of hours online, and trust me, there is a lot of issues. If this game is just a graphical remaster that just jumped everything up to be compatible with 2K and 4K monitors, then yeah, there is a chance that all of these issues are also going to be in the re-release. Let me tell you what those issues actually are. So one huge problem in Star Wars Battlefront 2 is when NPCs or players are very far away from you on the map, and you're, say for instance, zooming in, it doesn't actually necessarily have to be with a sniper, it can be with any other gun. But it gets to a certain point in the game where if an enemy is a certain distance, they just glitch the hell out. And it's very strange. For some reason their model is locked to looking at the sky, and their character is kind of like sliding around erratically. And no matter what you do, even if you aim your gun straight at them, you basically always miss. It doesn't matter how accurate you are, the model that you're trying to shoot will just behave so erratically that it will be basically a luck of a draw whether you are going to hit the target. And I'm worried that obviously in this re-release that is a problem that won't be fixed, that will be a problem that will be in the game. Because to be honest, it is obviously very irritating. There's basically a limit to how far you can accurately shoot an enemy. Another big problem in the game was always friendly fire. Now the game either has friendly fire on or off. So when you shoot a friendly target, the damage is totally full. It's not like how it is in Halo where the damage is reduced to something. You will very often just accidentally blow up your teammates with grenades, mines, or a rocket launcher. You may be thinking, well, why can't we just turn off friendly fire? Surely that seems the most logical option. Well, there's another problem when you turn friendly fire off, and that is the heavy trooper. You see, with friendly fire off, the heavy trooper can just roll through troops and spam mines and basically just wipe out the entire enemy team, if he gets lucky. And the problem is, everyone tries to do this, right? Back in the day when servers did have friendly fire always turned off, basically most games, particularly in close quarter maps like Tantive, there'll just be an abundance of people playing the heavy trooper, rolling around, throwing mines and grenades, and to be honest, it gets a little tiring and it gets a little boring. It just isn't high quality gameplay at all. It's why, if you go and play Star Wars Battlefront 2 online right now, many servers just have friendly fire turned off, but there's another problem with that obviously, and it's accidentally killing your teammates because you're too afraid to throw a grenade, worried that it's going to accidentally bounce back and wipe out your entire team. I think a simple solution to this is that the mines that you can use as a heavy trooper should only do damage to vehicles. I mean, that's the original intention. That is what mines are used for. They were used, put into the game to attack enemy vehicles. And guys, just while I was editing the video, I did remember another huge problem with friendly fire. And suppose it isn't just friendly fire, it's primarily the assault mode. Obviously when you can play as a Jedi, everyone else can play as a Jedi. What very occasionally did happen, and people would get banned for it, is people were griefing each other so much with the force push and the force pull abilities, and it got very, very, very irritating. So ideally, the re-release should make it that the force push and the force pull abilities can only be used on enemies. I mean, I don't think the original devs intended for people to just spam heavy trooper and spam mines at each other, right? Because in reality, that kind of gameplay, yeah, it is pretty boring. I mean, obviously you can totally counteract everything that I've just said by basically having the mindset that, well, that's how it was back in the day. It had many flaws, but you know what? That was the game's charm. But I think if the game is serious about having a little bit of longevity and attracting new players to the franchise, it probably does have to fix and streamline these issues and do a little bit of balancing changes. Otherwise, people are probably just going to tire of the game and get bored of well, its flaws in full form. On top of all this, there is a number of walkthrough wall glitches. I mean, presuming, like, I'm hopeful that they are going to fix that, but the problem with the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 is the auto turret, when you aimed at the floor in a corner of pretty much anywhere, you would basically just get bumped through the wall. And then when you're through the wall, people can't see where you are, people can't actually shoot at you, but you can shoot at them, okay? Because of a weird way of how the game works, basically when people shoot at a wall from the outside of the wall, it would shoot the wall, but if you're inside the wall, if you've glitched through the game, you could shoot through it. And obviously that's a massive advantage because you're just going to go and kill everyone and nobody be able to even see or shoot back at you. There is a number of opportunities on Star Wars Battlefront 2 maps for people to do this. There's even an area on the map Polis Massa where you can actually see through the entire map and just snipe people. It is pretty ridiculous. Most of the current servers now that are active do have pretty good ways of automatically banning people who do all these glitches. But again, what worries me is this game is basically a remaster cash grab. They've just implemented a technology that is going to boost the game up to 4K. It's going to make it work better on modern systems with a totally new UI, menu, etc, etc. But the actual problems in the game, like what I've highlighted, are also going to carry over. And, you know, you never know, there might even be more problems with the game, which the, developers of the game are going to actively introduce patches to fix and streamline all of the bugs and problems in the game. Because obviously stuff like that is important for the longevity of the game, if you want the game to have an active player base for, the next foreseeable decade, hopefully. And another thing that worries me is they're not going to add custom mod support, hosting your own server with modded maps and etc, etc. Games do normally last better when they hand over the tools to the community to mod the game, make their own maps, and get those maps on online servers, especially if you introduce a system where, like, if you join a game, you can download the map while you're joining the game, rather than having to, because you can play modded maps right now actually on Star Wars Battlefront 2, but you have to have the mod pre-installed into your game files. But if they did introduce a way there where you just join a game and you download it, and then Bob's your uncle, pretty much how Halo or Halo Master Chief Collection works, or in fact if people can remember long enough back to when people used to play Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2 modded maps, basically the map will just transfer while you're joining the game, and it was perfectly streamlined, and then you ended up with all these like cool modded maps that you can like host up with your own friends at a later date, because you just acquired them all by joining multiple different custom servers. I hope they do at least make the effort to implement systems like that, and I hope to God that this just isn't some kind of very quick re-release cash grab game, because these games are probably some of my favourite games of all time. It would be great to see them return to glory, and even better for some younger people and new players to pick up the games and enjoy them just as much as I did, and we all did, when we were kids and these games came out. Anyway, my name is A Night Goblin, and until my next video, ciao.